While mopping the elegant entrance hall of the Grand Plaza Hotel, Zoe heard her mobile phone begin to ring. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't dream of taking a call while on duty. That was Manager Richard's primary rule. However, she identified the caller, the university. Following half a dozen failed scholarship applications for her linguistics graduate program, this conversation might transform her life completely. She answered quietly, saying Zoe Johnson. A voice speaking flawless Dutch came through the line. Professor Van Ton from Amsterdam's university was calling. Without hesitation, Zoe replied in Dutch as well, her perfect accent emerging effortlessly while they talked about her submission. That's when she became aware of the unexpected quiet surrounding her. Glancing up, she spotted Richard Coleman, the wealthy proprietor of the Hotel Empire, positioned nearby and observing her with obvious astonishment. Manager Richard stood beside him, her expression filled with rage. Switching back to Dutch, she said hastily, "I need to end this call. I'll contact you again soon." Before disconnecting, "Johnson, report to my office immediately." The journey to the cramped administrative room felt interminable. Now 29 years old, she represented the sole African-American woman with a university education working in housekeeping, a fact Manager Richards seemed determined to perpetually overlook. "The regulations are clear, Johnson. Personal calls are prohibited while you're working," Richards snapped. "Plus you were conversing in what language?" "French." "It was Dutch," Zoe automatically clarified. "The specific language is irrelevant. My concern is that Mr. Coleman witnessed a housekeeper neglecting her responsibilities. Your new assignment is the convention center restrooms for the following 3 months." Later that evening, Zoe wept quietly, gazing at her linguistics diploma hanging on the cracked wall. 6 years spent maintaining hotel guest rooms while attempting to accumulate funds for graduate school. The following day, Human Resources summoned her to the executive level. "Mr. Coleman wishes to speak with you. Right away." The proprietor's workspace exceeded the size of her complete living quarters. "You speak Dutch, French, Italian, and Mandarin fluently. Am I right?" he inquired, examining an open file. "This is your CV. I requested it from HR immediately after overhearing you yesterday. You earned a distinguished linguistics degree from Georgetown, command 6 languages, yet you've been maintaining my hotel for 6 years. What's the explanation?" "I submitted 47 applications to the International Relations Division. Every single one was disregarded. I requested internal position changes 12 separate times. Each one rejected." "Who made those decisions?" "Manager Richards along with Mr. Whitmore, our operations director." Coleman recorded both names. "A commercial conference featuring Dutch and Chinese business leaders commences tomorrow. I require someone with fluent command of both tongues. I'm appointing you as our international relations coordinator. Your compensation begins today at $5,000 weekly." Zoe nearly lost her grip on her handbag. The amount surpassed her earnings over 3 months. 60 minutes afterward, she encountered Manager Richards. "Johnson, why are you on this level not wearing your work uniform?" "I'm Ms. Richards now, International Relations Coordinator, appointed personally by Mr. Coleman." Richards went noticeably pale. "That can't be true. Georgetown graduate. 6 languages spoken fluently. My CV has been stored in the hotel system for 6 years." While making preparations for the conference, Zoe discovered the event materials held inaccurate Mandarin translations that risked creating significant diplomatic complications. She swiftly fixed the mistakes. "What made you realize they contained errors?" Coleman inquired. "The original translation employed language that business Chinese would find disrespectful in professional settings. The translator understands fundamentals but lacks awareness of cultural subtleties." Throughout the conference, Zoe moved smoothly among global executives, transitioning seamlessly from Dutch to Mandarin. When a pause occurred, Whitmore came over to her. "Miss Johnson, your performance is remarkable. Richards obviously underestimated what you could contribute. What's remarkable is how my CV clearly stating Mandarin proficiency went unnoticed, particularly given the hotel invested $50,000 in substandard translation work." Whitmore's expression became rigid. I possess confirmation receipts for each email sent during the past 6 years. Zoe stated evenly, including messages warning you about significant mistakes in translations purchased for Asian conferences. What Zoe kept to herself was that Whitmore's niece owned the translation firm, despite lacking verified credentials while billing at expert prices. By the fourth day, Whitmore had begun substituting Zoe's accurate translations with inferior alternatives. Zoe hurried to Coleman's office carrying evidence. Whitmore is swapping out my translations for defective ones produced by his niece. I can prove this practice has continued for years. Coleman rose suddenly. You're certain? I've documented everything. Payment records showing excessive charges, 3 times higher than standard market pricing, while competent applicants like myself faced systematic rejection. An HR representative named Zoe entered with employment files revealing a clear pattern of dismissing qualified candidates from minority backgrounds. Whitmore walked in unannounced. Richard, the Dutch delegation is prepared to finalize the deal, though they're questioning certain discrepancies. Johnson likely confused something. The atmosphere turned frigid. Thomas, I'm examining payment documentation for $50,000 spent on inadequate translations while qualified staff members scrub restrooms, Coleman stated. Your niece, Thomas? Without any credentials. I just received confirmation from Peking University that they never accredited Ashley Whitmore. Zoe contributed. 2 hours passed before the executive conference room filled completely. Coleman declared, We've uncovered today a methodical operation of prejudice and favoritism that has drained millions from this organization. Thomas Whitmore's employment is terminated. Starting now, Dr. Zoe Johnson becomes our new worldwide Director of International Communications. The room responded with enthusiastic applause. Half a year later, Zoe's workspace provided views across all of Manhattan. Her Invisible Talents program had discovered 147 staff members with abilities far exceeding their current positions, 83% belonging to underrepresented groups. External translation expenses had decreased 78%, while client satisfaction climbed 42%. My mother performed housekeeping duties in a similar establishment, Zoe shared with the gathered executives. Despite holding a university degree, she never secured employment matching her education. She didn't survive to witness this day. What started as a telephone conversation conducted in Dutch created effects extending well past that single hotel. Genuine justice involves more than sanctioning discriminatory individuals. It requires reconstructing complete systems. Zoe's most satisfying vindication wasn't observing her adversary's downfall, but witnessing countless individuals like herself finally ascending.